Welcome to another edition of Tom's Real Food Podcast. Today's podcast is brought to you by The Other Chicken Wing. Check out this Wednesday's video and see how I do it. Also, keto clean eating. Get yourself in the habit of eating clean, great foods. Let's go to the podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Tom Glover, the Keto Cook. Today on Tom's Real Food Podcast, we're going to continue with recalled foods of 2024, part 2. There might even be a part 3 to this because it's very concerning. Now, is it really problems that they're having? Or is it a new marketing tool that they're using? Is it because of election year? Or is it because they don't like who is being picked to head up HHS or the FDA and CDC and all the things that are going on? And why is there a problem with that? All right. Now, I don't get political on this podcast or on any of my channels. That's not my business. Cooking food and getting myself back into health again is what my channels are about. It's very concerning to me. Now, as we're doing this, as I'm recording this right now, I have just read that in 4 or 5 states, pie shells have been to make pies, apple pie, cherry pie, whatever, pie shells, pre-made pie shells have been recalled in, I think, 4 states, they said. Plus, a couple days after the first podcast, part 1, was 167,000 pounds of ground beef that were sold to restaurants are being recalled. Now, let me just give you a little perspective of this before I go on, and I'm going to show you some different slides and stuff that we're going to talk about it and how I read it. Okay, there again, I'm not a doctor or scientist. I'm a retired chef, but I'm a foodie. Okay, and I'm concerned about this because is it bullshit or is there really something wrong with it of how things are going? Now, my perspective is it is not anything that's coming from the field, okay, that's bringing in listeria. Now, listeria is popping up again, or salmonella, or E. coli, okay? So there you are, like the 3 biggest things that you got to be careful of. Now, it's all food-borne, but how? Okay? Now, if it was from the field, I can't remember a couple years ago, one of the vegetables that came, that was brought in, the whole crop was tainted. That's a big problem. Now, that really has to be looked into. But the carrots, I'm going to show you here. It was baby carrots that they said, organic baby carrots that were tainted with E. coli. Okay. 1 dead, I believe they said, 15 sick that they knew of at that point. So how does this happen? All right, how it happens is it's like a 911 call after the fact. Somebody breaks in your house, steals everything. Who do you call? 911. All right. While something's happened, it's very rare that as it's happening, that they can get to the bottom of this. It does happen, okay? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it's kind of a little fishy. There again, conspiracy theories, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to do more research into it because this to me is very concerning. So now, the baby carrots, the carrots are smaller or they're odd-shaped carrots, and what it does is they go through a process and how it's cut. So in this processing plant, all right, they have guidelines, and I'm sure they have AQ guys, agricultural people in there that are watching over things as it comes in. It's inspected, either inspect it or reject it, and out it goes, whatever. But there is guidelines, okay? There are guidelines that is there. They are more regulations than you can shake a stick at. My problem is it's not being enforced, okay? They have the regulations. You got to have this, got to be this size, got to be this temperature, got to be this, got to be that, okay? And slap on the hand, get yourself right again, but it's not being enforced the way it should. Is it being caused by somebody who's not washing their hands or maliciously tainting this products and stuff? So the baby carrots are not grown that way. They're cut that way. So that's what I'm talking about is a processing plant. It's processed and then it is distributed. So if one carrot gets in there and starts going through this process as they're washing it, very hard to wash away E. coli. Okay, salmonella you can get rid of it by cleaning your cleaning habits and stuff like that. Also, listeria is basically just almost the same as salmonella. It's not as deadly as E. coli, but you have got to be very careful with it because somebody my age, it will affect a lot stronger than a 27-year-old or a 40-year-old or something like that. Pregnant people, pregnant women got to be very careful with these outbreaks and stuff. So it's mostly the way I'm looking at all this stuff right here. It's mostly the pre-packaged stuff. The chicken, it was 15,000 pounds of chicken. I'm sorry, 5,000 pounds. I don't want to give you wrong figures. 5,000 pounds of chicken. Okay. Now, why was that? Because there was a couple of them traces of bird flu. Now, I get that. As of today, all right, egg shortage again because of bird flu. Now, I said a couple weeks ago that this is in the air. They're talking about it. Some people talk about it. But my whole problem is, why isn't it brought up on the news? Okay, why isn't it? This can be a problem. A lot of people can get hurt from it. Fortunately, some people are sick from it. Some people are hospitalized. But fortunately, not many have died from it. And this is a problem. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you these slides here because this is very concerning to me. And then on the other side, we'll discuss what I just showed you. But first, we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. This portion of the podcast is brought to you by Tommy Spice, granulated salt, granulated garlic, granulated onion, and also coarse black pepper. All equal parts. Great stuff. Make your own blends. Let's get back to the podcast. Okay, here's one that caught my eye. Salad dressings pulled from shelves in 20 states right before Thanksgiving. How many salad dressings? What kind of salad dressings? They don't get into it. Certain brands they put up, you have to really read into it without hitting all the different advertisements and stuff. But this was an eye catcher just before Thanksgiving. Okay. Now, I don't know how many people that really do make a big salad before the big feast. We never actually did, but some people might have it. But they didn't say which salad dressing. Now, this one's scary here. This one, more than 72,000 pounds of meat products are being recalled in deadly multi-state listeria outbreak. They don't say what kind of meat throughout the whole thing. A lot of it's frozen, but the bottom line, baseline is, it is all processed foods. This one here now just came out because I said a week or two ago, bird flu was in the air. They were talking about bird flu back out again. Okay, so now bird flu detected in raw milk from California. State officials warn. And they showed the milk here on this one. And I thought this was kind of ironic because of this next slide that's going to pop up here. Okay, there it is, right there, picture of a quart of raw milk. Okay. I think there's more than 20 states that outlaw it. So it's not, they won't, not allowed for sale. All right. But this next slide gives me an indication why. Okay, raw milk recall as bird flu found during test. Look at the bottom one. RFK Jr. says he drinks raw milk. So there's an agenda here with that all this processing stuff here, and why it's that way. Okay, fast food recalls that affected millions. They don't dig into it, but you don't hear of why it was caused, what happened. Was somebody sanctioned for it? Did they enforce the law? Look at this one. Now, how many people eat tortillas? Okay, and the strips, 22 states. I didn't hear of this. It's almost like an uncalled for, unheard of type of stuff. And I'm starting to see a pattern here, in my eyes anyway. Imitation foods, okay? What are they actually made from? Well, why, if there's something wrong with it, why are you allowing it, if you're the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, allowing this kind of stuff to be made? This one cracks me up because 15 foods that require thorough preparations to avoid health risks, okay? Bird flu. They got bird flu now, all right? Egg shortage. So far out here in Las Vegas, I haven't had any problems with egg shortage so far, but guaranteed it's coming. Now, egg prices are going through the roof again. I mean, I seen a dozen the other day for, I think it was $6, which is ridiculous. Now, whether that's what's really happening, people, I don't know. It's kind of scary. This one here, 1 dead, 15 hospitalized, organic carrots, E. coli outbreak. There they show it right there, baby carrots. They don't sell them that way. They are cut into bite-sized pieces, packaged. This is the problem, okay? If it was from the ground to that facility, that would be a major, major, major problem. But it's not. They're not saying that. They're not actually saying where it's coming from. E. coli, don't get me wrong, is deadly, okay? That's something you don't play with. 1 dead, 15 hospitalized. So they send out this thing, but again, no remedy. That's a problem in my eyes. This one cracks me up here, right? Okay, prescription drug linked to psychosis. I mean, come on, really? All of a sudden now? But it was approved. It's good stuff to begin with, right? Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, this one's a doozy right here. I decided to take a look into a little bit more about cereals because all of this stuff is coming fast and furious. I mean, it's coming at us a lot. So I decided to, you know what? Let's check this out. Look at this one here, the second one down. Chloroquat, found in Cheerios and oat foods, granolas, all kinds of stuff like that. This is stunning because now they're determining that this chemical, it's a pesticide, that is having problems with fertility. People are having fertility problems because of this. This is not good. Remember on the box Cheerios, which showed that heart, heart healthy surgeon says this is heart healthy. Come on, doctors, wake up. We're becoming a little bit more aware of your bull crap. I urge you to read this. Please read this. You can. It's actually from CBS News, and if you can look it up, it's stunning, to say the least. So now, the next curve that we're going to hit here is listeria. That's the stuff that's coming out. Now, we already went through E. coli and salmonella that within the past 2 weeks that we're finding all these different discoveries. Now, this is listeria. Again, look this up, but then I got to caution you because it's from the Mayo Clinic, and Dr. Berry put out a thing the other day. I got to finish watching the whole thing, but how he railed against the Mayo Clinic. How they're lying to us, okay? Look at the foods here. You can look down here. Hot dogs, deli meats, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, and this and that. They also said that red meat causes cancer. This is, come on. This is not the truth. Here's the full list right here. Fresh fruits, vegetables. What do they want us to eat, all right? But, push some pills. Take this pill. It's getting crazy. It's completely nuts. But here's one thing that stuck out in my mind. Who does listeria affect? It says pregnant people. I like to know who wrote this because pregnant people, okay? What about a pregnant woman or a pregnant girl? Pregnant people. I don't understand that. So it could be just me. But see, developing fetuses and also people 65 and older. This is completely nuts, and I blame this right here. So how many food recalls can you have in a day? 1, 2, 500, 600? What are they doing? I had made a statement a while back that there was 740 some. I made a mistake. There's like 800, close to 1,000. Why is this? Why is it happening? Okay. Is it one concern going after another concern? In other words, like vegetarians going after the meat eaters or carnivores or whatever? Or is it big business? Okay, and I have to say, I I lean on the side of big business because you know what? Look at this headline right here: Little Debbie's unwraps new holiday treat. Nothing wrong with that stuff, though, is there? Unfreaking believable. I mean, completely nuts. You get people to the point where very scared because nobody really dives down into it, gets different opinions on it. And this is what happens right here. This is why we are a sick nation. This is why we are sugar addicted. And it's not healthy. So we need a change, big change. Well, most of this is quite stunning, if you ask me. This is what we do. I mean, we eat, right, to survive. How do they want us to survive? On certain things? Look at the stuff that was recalled already. So you had a lot of meat, chicken, okay. You also had vegetables, certain vegetables and stuff like that, and it seemed to be right around Thanksgiving. Now, Thanksgiving was last week. I hope everybody had a good meal, a good time with family and stuff. But the problem is, I think it's more targeting than it is. I don't know. With the new administration coming in, and the person that they're looking to take on, RFK. There again, I'm not promoting this. I don't hardly know the guy. I know the family, real well. Everybody does. Okay, but the thing that's stunning to me is he come from another side. He come from the Democrats and over with the Republicans, and he's getting pushed into this because he's asking questions, and he's asking questions that the American people they want to know. All right, is this FDA, CDC, HHI, are they all corrupt? Is it that corrupt? It could be. Now I'm not going down that rabbit hole, but it just seems to me like that close to the end slide that I showed you. Food recalls galore. Well, why is that? Well, they have laws on the books. They have a ton of regulations. But it seems to me, I don't hear the remedy. I don't hear anybody getting big fines or going to jail over it and this and that. You're talking about that you can possibly kill millions of people through food. Think about that for a minute, okay? Through food, you can actually wipe out a whole area. Now, is it coming from the fields to the process or to your plate? Well, there's a little process that goes on in between there, okay? And this is what I'm talking about, the regulations. Now, most food processing operations or plants, they have federal people working in there, all right? They have inspectors, the whole bit. But this is hard for me to say. Are they corrupt? But it has to be said. Is there something going on? Is there big money coming from pharma, big food, or whoever, all right, to bash or cripple the meat industry? Could it be the people from the meat side trying to hurt with vegetables and stuff? It's a slippery slope. It really is, because listeria can just about happen anytime. Salmonella can come from both sides, and that also could be deadly. Okay, that can affect a lot more people. And I remember back in the day, prepping chicken. All our prep work was done before lunch and after lunch for the dinner that night. And doing all that preparation, there was a procedure that you went through. All right, and the whole problem was if you fell off or if you weren't watching what was going on with the procedures that you had put down, okay, or the aftermath of how everything was cleaned, that's where it comes. That's where it comes into. So whether it's done in the field or at the processing plant, most of it right now looks like it's done at the processing plant. Okay, you remember years back, mad cow. That was not done. That was out in the field. You can actually see the cows going through, the tremors and stuff like that. This bird flu now. This is this is something else. Now, I remember a couple weeks reading about it, and they found a couple chickens that have been done. It's on a private farm, and then it went to a couple pigs, or one pig, I believe it was. Now, all of a sudden, it's spreading very rapidly. Okay, on the news the other night, I read this, and then all of a sudden it came up on the news, I guess 2 nights ago, that now it is back to an egg shortage and the prices are going up. Something's got to be done about this, and I think a change. We need a shake up. We need to have a little bit more security on it, especially after 9/11 with the terrorists and stuff like that. There again, I'm not going down no rabbit holes. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but way too many food recalls for I don't know what. You know what I mean? Maybe it's overpaid. I don't know. I really don't know. But it's very scary, and it's starting to make me think about our food, how we eat, how we take care of our food, what we need to do to our food to keep it safe. And I do believe we need to shake things up, and see and get to the bottom of it, because the status quo right here. The status quo is food recalls. I mean, we went in a week's time. We went from milk and butter, okay, to peanut butter, to pistachio nuts in Canada that also trickled down into the States, and all these other chicken and carrot and all the other different items that are being called out. Pie crust, okay? I mean, come on. This is getting serious to the point where it's almost laughable that nobody's doing anything about it, or you don't hear anything about it. So, not to rag too much more on it, but I do believe we're going to get into a part 3 with this, because this is serious business, and it really bothers me a lot, especially coming from the food place, enjoying to cook, and I want to get more people cooking at home rather than, Uber and Uber Eats and all that stuff like that. Start cooking at home. Prepare your food. Learn how to cook. Learn how to cut up a chicken. Learn how to butcher your own meats. When I'm saying that, I mean buy whole clogs of beef and cut it up different ways and stuff. Learn how to do that, because you know what? I see we're heading that way, or we're going to be eating a pill and that's it. So, all right, listen, everybody. Thank you so much. A lot of good responses for the podcast. I really enjoyed doing this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Go down and ask a question, or if you have an idea, or if you don't, what do you call it? You dispute what I say or what I'm thinking. Say it. I mean, that's what it's here for. I appreciate everybody. Hit that like, subscribe button. Catch you next Monday. Thank you so much.